Rachel, thank you so much for coming on the Life of KG. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. So excited.
You're so welcome. Okay, let's start with our quick fire questions. So, ready?
Yep.
Brows or lashes?
Lashes.
Working in the business or on the business?
On the business.
Movie at home or cinema?
Ooh, movie at home.
Really?
Yeah.
A podcast or a book?
Podcast.
Yeah, I've swung over to the podcast. Like, obviously, we're on a podcast now, but I used to love a book. I'm sitting in my office now and I have so many books, but I just don't have time to just sit there and breathe.
That's what I do. So many books. I sit and start reading them and then I put them down and I never finish it. I've got about 3 on my side with like where I've started them and put them down. So yeah, definitely podcast all the way.
Oh, I love that. So introduce yourself to our listeners and watchers and just tell us what you do.
So I am a married mum of 2 beautiful girls. I've got a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old. And I have got a beauty business based in Hull, so in the north of England. I've just moved from a smaller salon to a bigger salon. And I am a KG trainer as well.
I know. So you train for KG. Obviously, we met because you come on my mentoring program, and since then, obviously, we've become really close, and I've been able to watch your business just flourish, and everything that you've turned into has been absolutely amazing. But fast forwarding, or it's not fast forwarding, it's actually going backwards. All of that. What was your start off the beauty industry?
I never intended to make a business from it. It was never even something on my mind. It was purely something just for fun. So I was working in a part-time job, working for my auntie doing admin stuff. And I loved the opportunity she gave me because it meant that I could work from home with the kids while they were younger. But I just wanted a little bit more, I wanted something for me. So I went off and did a day eyelash extensions for fun, no intention of making any business from it, and loved it. And from that point on, I wanted to lash anything that moved, anything that had lashes on it that would come near me. I'd be like, can I do some? And it just spiraled so quickly, out of control. And yeah, I built up a client base. It was amazing because it worked around the family, worked around the kids, worked around my husband who was a shift worker. So it was just great. And then yeah, here we are today, fast forward 6 years, and yeah, it all seems to have flown by. It's great.
Yeah, I love that. It's actually funny because I had a conversation with someone else this morning, and we talked about those that come and kind of in the industry. They, done the 1-day courses and then they've gone into business. Did you find going into business a completely different situation than just being a lash tech on your own?
Absolutely. It's so much more different and there's a lot more to it. It's not just lashes. It's not just the business side of it is completely different, and there's a lot more, and I do love that. I love that side of it because you constantly learn and there's always a different avenue that it's like, well, I never knew that. I never knew this little bit about, especially as you start growing a team and you get a little bit bigger. There's so many more, like you're constantly learning and things are constantly changing as well. So it's just being just a lash artist is completely different to having a business within beauty.
A different mindset, it's a different way of life, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, like I've gone from doing something, so in the end when I gave up my admin job, did a job that I could just work alongside the kids, alongside school hours. And don't get me wrong, it still works like that. Like I pick and choose the hours that I work, and I can, I never miss a school pickup if I don't want to. I never miss up, the drop-offs, don't miss kids' plays. But I still live and breathe work. Like I'm awake most night when the kids have gone to bed. It's not a chore. I love it. I love sitting there and working. And I feel like I messaged you this morning a 4 a.m. start because I just couldn't sleep because I was so excited to do things that I just want to do it. And it doesn't ever feel like work though. But it is hard. It is hard sometimes where it's not all easy, and it's not, it's not as simple as straightforward as that. Sometimes.
No, and obviously it's not easy at all. And then you also have a family, whereas lots of people that are starting out or in business or taking salons, like the salon's their baby, they don't have children, so they could put everything into it. How do you feel, like how do you balance with the children?
I it's being strict and creating boundaries, which I have learned from my mentoring with you, like along the way, creating. At first, I didn't have any boundaries, so I'd be working every night because I wouldn't want to let clients down. But balancing that family life and creating those boundaries, making sure that, I'm home for, if I say I'm going to be home at 7, I'll be home at 7 to put you to bed, and having that cut off where, between 7 and 8, it's my time with them. So, making sure I can put them to bed every night, and, that I'm there in the morning. I take them to school every single day without fail. I don't compromise on that. And I think it is about I think it's really healthy for the girls to see as well. I love the fact that when they see me go out to work, or, when I'm working late, that I feel like I'm creating, giving them ambition, I'm giving them drive. My eldest already wants to come and work. She's like, when can I come and work for you? They're only 11. So yeah, I love that, they see me doing that, and they see that, it's not just dad that, pays the bills, and, mum and dad contribute to everything equally. And I love that. Hopefully it'll lead them into a career in the future.
Wouldn't it be so amazing if like the girls like end up taking on the salon and stuff? I always think that about Lola.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see myself, my 11-year-old, I can see her already. Like, they were in last weekend painting nails, little swatches, just sat there in their element, and it was great. And it makes me so proud and I love seeing their faces when they walk through the door, thinking like a little bit of this is theirs. Like this, won't come easy to them. Like, I will make them work for it, but it's nice to know that I would love to see them working here. Nice to know that they've got a job.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's only been like the last few months, because I've always said, oh yeah, I have a little girl, it'll be so good if one day she works in it. But then you've also got, well, they've got their own life, they might not be into beauty. No, my luck, my daughter want to be a mechanic or something. But then the last few months she's been so interested. She's only 6, but she's like, she went into the salon the other day, she's like, well, I don't have to do that because my mum's the boss and I'm the second boss. And I was like, mate, the team will leave if you talk to them like that, first of all.
I had the conversation the other night with Rebecca, because she said something about doing nails straight away. And I said, you'll be sweeping floors and cleaning up and doing appointment books, making teas and coffee. She was like, but you're the boss. I'm like, yeah, I'm the boss. You're not the boss. You've got to start at the bottom and work your way up, kid. It doesn't come easy.
Exactly. She was helping me with packing orders the other day, and she was getting all the lash sizes out and getting the glues out, and she was wrapping it up. And I was like, oh, we might actually prefer this side, but it's very, very funny. But obviously you've mentioned you've gone from small salon to, obviously, I know you've gone to a bloody huge salon. It's like a dream salon that every salon owner would want.
It's so beautiful. I love it. So happy.
It's so lovely.
Thank you.
What has like that transition been like from going from a small salon to a big salon? Because I know obviously we had loads of calls and spoken loads about it. It was a massive big deal, the transition. How have you found it, and how did that all go?
I think like we've had so many conversations about it. You was the first person I think I sent the video to. Do you remember when I came and viewed it, and I walked around and sent the video, and there was that excitement? And at first it's really easy to get carried away with all the excitement and all the fun stuff about picking decorations, where stuff's gonna go. Like, I can see myself working here, and I want this. And then it's afterwards, when all that excitement's died down and the adrenaline's gone, that's when the hard work really kicks in, and it does become a lot harder. But yeah, it's exciting, and it's being able to plan, but it can be stressful. It's not all plain sailing and flowers and roses and, early finishes and things. It's late nights, it's long days, it's bringing the kids in on their weekends off to come and paint the salon, and, we're painting it together to get it ready, and compromising certain things like, tea out on a Friday night, and we're not going out for tea tonight because we're doing this. And then there's the business side of it. Like, obviously there's more people to manage now, so it was just myself and 2 of us when we started, and now there's a whole team of us. It's not just me, it's making sure everybody else is happy and everything else is flowing. There's more clients to consider. It is a lot of work, as you know.
Yeah, and obviously financially, like, it's such a different jump. Like, people think, well, I'm in my salon now and I'm doing really well and I'm taking this money and everything's covered, so I think, well, I'll go into a bigger premises. If the money's double, they don't see, well, that's going to be X amount more clients you need to take what you was just taking before home.
Yeah, it is. And that side of it, I think I did a lot of number crunching before, because it's really easy to get carried away with, oh, it's beautiful and the building is beautiful, it's stunning, but you've got to get past that. You've got to not just look all the aesthetic side of it and actually look at the numbers. I remember sitting down and working out with you, like, I need to have this many people in to make it work, to make ends meet, and just to break even, I need to do this many treatments, I need to do this many hours, I'm going to have to work more to make ends meet, and to even just be on the same lifestyle and live as comfortably as we are now. And it's like starting from scratch again. I'd gone and I'd established my business in the old place and we were really successful. We did outgrow it, but now, you know, I've gone back to square one. I'm back. I feel like I'm back where I started, and it's hard again. It'd become a little bit easier, and it's hard again. It is really, really hard.
Yeah, I agree. Like, either taking on a second salon or going into a bigger premises, it is that starting again, no matter how successful that first one was.
Definitely, 100%. And I do feel like, and I've said it numerous times, I feel like I'm back to square one. I feel like I am where I opened the other premises 3 years before this one. So I was only there for 3 years, and in 3 years we grew massively. But I feel like I've progressed so much more, but taken a couple of steps back as well. But I think that's from speaking to other people as well. I think that's normal. And I've taken a lot of comfort in speaking to other people, having a great team around me, that I can just ring up and, you know, ask for support, people that have done it, and getting the help from them, and knowing that it is normal. And it's, you know, each thing, that every phase that I'm going through is a natural progression. And we all feel very much similar, I think.
Oh gosh, I think we all definitely feel similar, whether we move location or we're in the same location for however many years. 13 years I've had my salon. We've never moved. We've had multiples, but we've never moved that salon. And, you know, we still have hard times, and, you know, staff shifting, or there's dip in take-ins, or something happens. Like, it's just business, isn't it? It's a roller coaster.
Absolutely. But I think it's those hard times what get you through. And I love when you look back and you think of every obstacle that you've overcome, and at the time you think, I can't do it, I'm throwing in the towel. And then you look back 6 months later and think, oh my God, I overcame that. Like, look what I've done and look how far I've come. And I think it is always important to keep saying that and have that positive mindset of, you know, it might be hard now, but 6 months time, you'll look back at this and be proud of where you've come. And that's what I think, what I've been saying to myself a lot recently. It will be worth it. It is all worth it.
Yeah, of course it is. You've mentioned about the team a couple of times. What does your team kind of set up look like? How have you found that? Why did you choose that path?
So we've got a mixture of employed and self-employed. We're currently recruiting at the moment. So we're made up of self-employed hairdressers. So I don't do hair. So we've got 2 stylists that work with us, and they're completely self-employed. And I did that purely because I don't do hair. I think to take on a mammoth task of trying to run a hair salon when I've never done it wouldn't have been a wise move at the start. And then I've got self-employed beauty therapists who, again, we're currently recruiting. I've got 1 staff who's currently employed at the moment. I've got 2 more starting next week, which is super exciting. And then we've got 2 more self-employed girls who do reflexology and massage, which is treatments that we don't offer personally. So it's just everybody can get everything done all under one roof. I'm an aesthetics girl as well. Yeah, because I've just trained in aesthetics, so yeah, we're doing aesthetics at the salon as well. So there's a few of us, a nice team of us now working here. You can literally get everything done, which was what I wanted when I took it on. I wanted to be able to everybody to come, and they can have the hair done, they can have the makeup done, they can have the lashes done, the brows done, look pampered. So yeah, everything, that's what it's made up of.
I love that. So I guess the things that isn't your forte, the things that you don't really have education on, you've put self-employed in, so they can just crack on, rent the room off you, and away they go.
Yeah, just that. Yeah, exactly that. Just because it is not, I am a bit of a perfectionist. So if I can't do something, I want to be able to do it to the best of my ability always. So if I can't do it, which I can't do massage, can't do hair, I need somebody who is an expert in their field. And luckily, we've got some really, really well-trained experts that have come to work with us. I've been really lucky with the team that we've built.
And that's really good. And then obviously your beauty, so the beauty side, they're all employed.
Yeah.
And how have you found that? Because when we first started working together, I think, remind me, it was mainly all self-employed girls, wasn't it?
It was all self-employed, yeah. I didn't have any employed team members until I came on board with you, and you encouraged the development that way. And I've not looked back since, to be honest. I would, to anybody in this industry, if there was a choice of self-employed or employed, it employed all the way for me. I wouldn't go back to self-employed beauty therapists who do what I do. It just doesn't work for me and my business. I've tried both, I've seen both, but from my point of view, this is the way that it works for me.
It's really good that you've tried both and kind of like given both a go, seeing the pros and cons, because there is pros and cons to both, isn't there?
Yeah, there's definitely less stress with, well, actually, no, I take that back. There's different stresses either way. For me, I just said I'm a bit of a control freak. I like having control, and not having the control over like lash artist work, you know, I couldn't cope with that. I found it really hard. You have no control over your business, not as much control over your business when it comes to stuff. And I think if you want to grow and develop, it is the way forward. And I love watching the girls. So one of my apprentices who's been with me a while now, like seeing how she's developed from the day she walked through the door. And again, that's not been easy. There's been ups and downs and struggles along the way, but seeing how she's developed from then to today is massive. Yeah, whereas when someone's self-employed, you don't get that journey because that's their journey and they do it how they want to do it. So they might not develop in a way you want them to. So for me, I do love the employed side of it.
Yeah, and I would say that I can't remember what it was. I think it was at something I was at not so long ago. They were like employment and, you know, being a salon owner or any type of business owner is about leadership and your leadership coming through to other people. So when we do have these apprenticeships or new girls starting or building people up, our job is all about building them up. Whatever they go to do next, whenever they leave us, like whatever, that's fine. But while they're with us, our job is building them up, higher standard of treatments, customer service, and all of that stuff. And that's why we're leaders.
And that's what I do. I love that side, like I say, I love that side of it. And it gives me the ability, because in the quickfire question, working on the business, it gives you the ability to work on it more, which is all, you know, you can do different things and you can grow in so many more ways when you do employ staff. So it's another reason why I do love it.
Definitely. What struggles would you say you've had from moving from a small salon to a super salon?
Emotionally, I am, as you know, a very emotional person. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So when something happens, I've got to try and learn to not take it personal. It's not a personal decision. That's, you know, things aren't personal, it's business. And that's one of the biggest struggles, I think. And again, I'd kind of got over that in the smaller salon, but I've gone back emotionally, like moving to a bigger one. So yeah, that was a big one. I think obviously the finances of it is, as much as you can plan, for every, you know, I need X, Y, and Z to make ends meet. Things still happen, you know, things break, or there'll be unexpected costs, what you didn't even imagine. So there are the financial stuff as well, which is, you know, to anybody wanting to move to a bigger salon, I would definitely say go for it. But at the same time, just, you know, make sure you've got everything in place, you know, 3 months worth of rent, wages, everything before you do it. Because if you don't have that, it becomes even more of a struggle.
Yeah, definitely. Really good advice. So out of your career, you've been doing this for a while now. What would you say has been your highest moment in business?
Probably getting this place, actually moving up, getting to this point and opening the bigger place and actually feeling like I've made it. Because I do feel like I have. I mean, I'm not where I want to be. I've got so many more plans, which obviously, you know, we've discussed numerous times what I want to do and stuff and moving forward. But, you know, just getting this place was such an achievement. Just seeing my mum and dad's face. I remember my dad telling me he was more proud of me for doing this than getting my degree.
Really?
Yeah, stuff like that. I just think it's just lovely to see, and seeing how proud, like, I've made my girls and my family. But yeah, I think that's the biggest achievement for me. It's not anything about like money, how much you can earn or what I'm doing. It's just seeing how well like I've done and how far I've come, and how proud my family are.
Especially when like 2 years ago, I even remember the first conversation, like you was like, I would really want a bigger salon. Like I'd really want a bigger salon. Like, and we was like, okay, let's put that down. There's something to work towards. And you've literally done it within a couple of years. And it's bittersweet, isn't it? Because it's like the highest moment, but it's also part of your lowest moment because everything's starting again.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It's one of the highest. And then, God, there are times when you think, can I do this? Have I made the right decision? Should I have just stayed where I was? And then it would have been so much easier and I wouldn't have to really think about it as much. And yeah, there'd be highs and lows at that. But for the high, it's definitely worth the absolute highs of, you know, what I get from walking. I'd still pinch myself every time I walk up every morning and unlock the door. I'm like, I can't believe this is mine. Or when someone comes in and says, it's so pretty in here. And I'm like, oh my God, I still can't believe that this is mine. I've done this. I've made this. Through hard, and in 6 years as well, like 6 years ago I was doing admin for my aunt, like with working alongside my cousins. I remember thinking of a name on the kitchen table in my auntie's kitchen with my cousin, like sat there thinking of the name. And yeah, just think where I've come, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really, really is. And then lastly, before I let you go, because I know you're really busy, what advice would you give to those thinking of starting a business or they're quite new in business?
Don't give up. It's not, I think from being a trainer as well, you often see that people think it's a quick success thing. And you hear stories like mine, which has been quick to build this up in 6 years. I've got my first salon within 3 years. To build that up, it took a lot of work. It took a lot of hours. It doesn't happen overnight. So if in the first 6 months you don't see anything, it's fine. Don't give up. Just keep going because the hard work will pay off. Just because on Instagram everybody's life looks and businesses look perfect and it's made to look easy, it's really not. So those struggles that you're feeling, we've all felt, we've all been there. You've just got to power through, persevere, and you will get there.
It's definitely the long game, not the short game, isn't it?
Absolutely, definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Rachel, where can people connect with you, those that are listening?
So I am on Facebook and Instagram. So it's the Beautique Room Hull. And then we've got a website as well. So yeah, on those.
Amazing. Thank you so much for giving up your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'm so proud of everything you've achieved the last 2 years. And it's been incredible working with you.
Thank you so much. It's amazing working with you. I won't be where I am without you. So thank you.